Hi, welcome back. Your body remembers more than your mind does. It remembers your stress you push through, the posture you held, the moment you stayed tight so you could function. Even when life changes, the body often doesn't let go right away. Tonight I want to show you how stress becomes something physical, how scar tissue forms quietly over time, and why understanding this can completely change how you relate to chronic tension and also pain. But before we go any further, let me introduce myself for those who are new here. Hi, my name is Vincent Woon from Stress Out Stress Free, and this is where I show people how to stay stress free by changing one habit at a time. And I'm also the number one bestseller of the book, Your Stress Stops Here. In this book, I talk about 10 strategies that change your habits in 59 seconds or less. And you can get a copy of this book by going to stressoutstressfree.io dot system systeme.io / free chapters, or you can just scan the QR code right here to get the access to the free chapter. Okay, before we go any further, oops, let me just hey Steve, how are you doing? Good to see you here. Okay, before we go any further, let's check on last week homework. How many of you done last week homework? Oops. How many of you did last week homework? Let me know in the chat. Push myself up a little bit. All right. Okay. All right. Remember we talked about noticing yourself, noticing your body, your neck, your shoulder, your jaw, your lower back, and and remember we talked about you want to notice how your body is responding to you at that time, right? All right, still good. Good to see know that you're good, right? Okay. So basically, if you forget, no worries. You can always go back and check and this here. You go back to check on the video we did, the live we did last week. It's called "Stress is Physical." You can click on the link right here on the chat, or go down to the description below, and you can find the link to the chat. I mean, link to the video. Okay. And basically, we talk about last week homework is to notice that 2-3 times a day, notice there's any changes in your neck, shoulder, your jaw, or your lower back. And why? Because awareness alone changes the nervous system. Okay. All right. Let's go to today's topic is your body remembers. I hear about this all the time from my clients. They sit on the table and say, I don't know why this hurts. I never got injured. No accident, no fall, no moment that they can point to. But their but their but their body tells a different story. Chronic shoulder pain, a neck that won't turn fully, low-grade headache that never leaves. And as I work on them, I can feel the layer of density, like the tissue is holding its breath. That's when I explain something most people never have been told. Pain doesn't only come from injury, it comes from holding too. Holding what? Holding your posture, holding your stress, and holding your emotions that never got a place to land. Tonight we are talking about scar tissue, not just the kind that you see, but the kind that you feel. Let me just explain as simple as possible. Let's make this simple and human, okay? Scar tissue isn't just from surgery or trauma. That's what we all generally agrees on, right? But it forms from micro stress, like sitting the same way every day. Instead of sitting with your sit bone, you sit with your sacrum, or sitting cross-legged. So it's your sitting habits that cause the uh, the micro stress that you do, the activities that you do daily that causes the stress, or repeating the same movement all the time. How many people does the same movement all the time? People like the typists, right? You on a computer a lot, you type a lot, or you the hairstylist, or you the painters, and people who are bracing during stressful moment. How many of you do brace or during stressful moment, or holding tension just in case, right? So what happens? Your body adapts, and adaptation is smart sometimes. But then over time, those adaptation started to limit. What do they limit? They limit your circulation, your movement, and your sensation. 1 second, I think I'm a little too low. Let me push myself up a little bit more. There we go. So it limits our circulation, limits our movement, and also our sensation, right? Scar tissue is also called protective tissue. It's your body saying, I will stiffen here so you can keep going. Now, here's the part most people miss. Emotional stress creates the same response. When you don't feel safe to express your body, what happens to your body? Your body tightens up. When you push through exhaustion, your tissue thickens. When stress become chronic, the body stop letting go. So what happened? Scar tissue isn't punishment, it's memory. Let's go look at how emotional versus physical holding is. This is why old pain shows up during new stress. You change jobs, your neck flares up. A relationship, your shoulder lock. Life speeds up, the old headache returns. The body remembers what mind forgets, not as a story, but as a sensation. The shoulder and neck are especially vulnerable. They respond to responsibility, anticipation, emotional restraint. I've got to hold it together. The area don't just move your body, they manage your load. So when pressure increases, the body returns to familiar patterns, not because you fail, but it's because the body choose what it knows. It's like it's like habit, right? The body doesn't forget what once kept you safe. So basically goes back to the same thing, which is causing you stress. Let's do a gentle release. Okay, I want to show you a demo or show you how to do it, but no forcing. Now we are not stretching tonight. Stretching assumes that the tissue is ready. We are listening first. Listening first. So bring your fingertip to the top of your shoulder. That's top of one shoulder. Let me just top of one shoulder here. Let me put my fingertip on my left shoulder. Very lightly pressured, as if you are checking it. So press it as if you're checking it. Okay, press it if you're checking it. Okay, show me. Hopefully you're doing it with me same time, right? So use your fingertip, right? Fingertip. Always use your fingertip. Why? Because this is the softest part of your body and of your hand or your fingers, and it's a more sensitive and also is a more direct way to feel, and also it doesn't um, it doesn't feel and it doesn't hurt your fingers. Okay, all right. So let me just show you where you should be feeling, right? So with your fingertip, I'm gonna touch I'm gonna feel my left shoulder. Let me just turn to the back. Tip of your fingertip, press on the gently press, feel any tightness or any pressure, right? As if we are checking the temperature of the water. Notice the texture underneath it. Is it soft? Is it dense? Or is it like guarded? Or is it tired? Now when you slowly roll your shoulder, left shoulder only, in small circles. So what you want to do is you want to just come up a little bit more. Okay, you just go small circles and up your shoulders. Or you can do you put your hand out and do a small circle. Do a small circle. Or you can just put your hand out like this and do a small circle. Okay. Small circle, not forcing it, no pulling it, just a small circle, no fixing. If nothing changes, that's okay. Right? What this does is help release. Release happens when the tissue feels safe, not when it's pushed. All right. So let's switch to the other side. Again with your fingertip. Let me do my right shoulder now. I'm gonna press on it. Press on it. Let me show you. Press on it. Feel like it's like as if you are feeling the temperature of the water. And what you want to see if it's soft. You want to feel the texture underneath it is soft. If it's dense or if it's guarded or it's tired. Right? Once you notice the once you know how it feels, right? Let's start doing the circular movement. You can either use your shoulder turn round, or you need to put your hand up and make a circle that way. Okay. And now I want you to notice if it's this side is easier to feel or more resistance or it's more quiet. And all this here are information to help you or let you know what they are. All right. So basically, just first feel the how the tension, if it's soft, if it's dense, or if it's guarded or tired. Not forcing it. Just doing small circular movement, and then you switch side and see, compare to see um, which side is easier and which side is more resistant and which one is more quieter. All right. If you have any question, please put down in the chat so I know you have a question. All right. If anything is confusing, let me know so I can explain better. All right. If not, here's your homework. And also a question. What might your body still be holding on? This is the question. I want you to leave with this, okay? What might your body still be holding on? Not to analyze, not to solve it, just to consider. Because when you ask your body gently, it will respond differently. Okay? How many of you know you can talk to your body too? So if you ask your body gently, it will respond to you differently. Your homework this week is simple. Journal one tension pattern. Where you feel it, when did it show up? What was happening around that time? Right? No fixing required. Just be aware and create the space. And space is where you begin to release. And space is where release begins. All right, I want you to drop a question in the chat, especially if you notice different side to side, or as if something surprised you tonight. Remember, scar tissue isn't a flaw. It's a chapter your body wrote so you can keep going. And now we are learning how to read it. All right? As we learn how to read it, that's how we discover the stress and we can learn how to solve it, right? And here, with this one here, you just need to journal it so that you know where it feels, when it shows up, what's happening around that time when you're showing up, so you are aware of what's going on. Okay, be in the present. All right, that's all for tonight. And you can please share this with a friend or your coworker or even your family. Next week we are going to talk about good stress versus bad stress. How many of you that stress is good and also there's bad stress, right? So make sure you turn in. All right. You can also get a free chapter of my book by going to right here. Stressoutstressfree.system, systeme.io, /free chapter, or scan the QR code, or send the link. Or you can go to the description below to get the okay, go here to click on the link on the chat to get your free chapter of the book. And thank you for being here. Remember, working hard doesn't have to be burning out. You want to insert micro moments, take care of yourself, notice those stress signals, and don't forget, your body remembers when it comes to scar tissue. And we'll see you next week. All right? And you can always reach me at Stress Out Stress Free in Facebook, or Stress Out Stress Free in Instagram, or Stress Out Stress Free, or Winston Woon at NYC, at Winston Woon NYC in TikTok, or at Winston Woon in X or Twitter. And you can support us by going to buymeacoffee.com/Winston Woon. You can buy me a coffee there and help support the channel too. And I see you in the next video. Until next time, stay stress free, be happy, and be well.